think I can be a lawyer anymore because practicing law in America at this point is no different than it would be practicing law in North Korea or Iran. We the people cannot win. The deck is always stacked against we the people in this nation that ideologically was founded on we the people, and yet in reality was founded on white supremacy, genocide, slavery, and misogyny. The deck is always stacked against us at every level, local, state, federal, at every level. The government wins over 85% of criminal cases. Why? Because they choose which cases go to trial, not the defense. The defense doesn't choose. The government, state, and federal choose what cases go to trial. And they also cherry pick what evidence is given to the defense. They're not supposed to. Legally, they're supposed to turn over everything, especially anything that could be exculpatory. But they don't. They turn off body cams. They edit body cams. They do all sorts of nonsense. And the scary thing is, in CPS cases, the state wins far more than 85% of those trials because no judge wants to rule fairly in a case in case something bad might happen later on. In fact, I've heard jurors say that's why they convicted people, because they weren't sure he was guilty, but just in case. And I'm going to tell you right now, if you vote for anyone at the local, state, or federal level who is, quote, tough on crime, then you are a sheeple and you are part of the problem. Because every politician, every judge, everyone who gets a vote and they run on a platform that they are tough on crime, all they have done for decades, for the last century, is erode our constitutional rights. You know, every time I post something about the law on here, people are real quick to come back and say, well, our constitutional rights, yeah, you have voted those away by voting for people who are tough on crime. That's one problem with this next presidential election. They are both tough on crime. Now, obviously, I feel like one candidate is far superior to the other. But let's not forget, we have one candidate running on, he'll be tough on all Hispanic illegal aliens. And we have another candidate who was the top cop in California. They're both running on tough on crime. That is dangerous to all of us. And do not come on here and say it's not dangerous to me because I don't break the law. Have you sped? We all have. Have you ever gotten behind the wheel when you knew you had one drink too many? We all have. The fact of the matter is, any of us can be targeted for prosecution at any time by anyone. And if they target you, they are most likely going to win, no matter what your defense attorney does. I just got a ruling in a case that was absolutely, utterly unfair. I sent it to the appellate court, and they affirmed it because that's all they ever fucking do. People always think, well, if I lose a trial, I'll win on appeal. No, you fucking won't. No, you fucking won't. Because all they're there to do is manipulate the law to uphold what the trial court does. And boy, did they manipulate it this time. Someone said to me, I'm sorry you didn't get the result your heart desired. That's not what this is about. This is about the fact that once again, this case has proven that in this nation, if you are a rich white man, you are going to get a fair result. If you are a rich white woman, you might get a fair result. If you are a person of color or poor, you will never get a fair result, not ever.
Alright, Shalom. I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'Shem Yahushua, Ba'Shem Kakadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Salutations to all the brothers and the few sisters out there. Onto this like foreigners from the seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Shalom in Hebrew, which means peace. It's going to be a quick show through the spirit of Yahweh, Ba'Shem Yahushua. Lord wanting our brothers to edify and built through the spirit. Understand your location. Understand that we are not, I repeat, we are not, I repeat again 3 times, we are not in our resting place. America, Babylon the Great, has not, from its beginnings, its creations, was made beneficial for us Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. It was never made for your benefit. It was made for your exploitation. All right? It was made for your exploitation. If you really go deep, the word America goes back to Amerigo, which means bitter. So we coming into this land. This land has been bitter to us. It has been heartless towards us. And it takes a lot of people to realize it by going through the system. You know, you have a lot of people that says they would sit there and tell you it's not that bad unless they walk a day in your shoes. Then they're gonna realize it's that bad. But the real reason why walking in the day of our shoes is tough because we're under the curses that the Lord put upon us for breaking his law, statutes, and commandments. So you have, I'll never forget, there was a film called Serpico. The bishops and elders had made mention of it years ago, so I seen it with my own eyes, which is a good movie by what's this guy's name? Al Pacino was playing Serpico. He was working for the I just had it, Internal Affairs, to find out if there's any crooked cops in New York City. This took place in the 1970s. Come to find out, the whole damn precinct, the whole system was crooked. And it was supposed to be a shock, a awe. But yet, every decade, people realize you can't make a difference. You have people that go into the system. There will be lawyers, bailiffs, correctional officers, anything in that jurisdiction, cops, of course. And then you would talk to them, and they'll tell you. You tell them straight up, like, I don't never want to do that, blah blah blah. Some people tell you, oh, it's easy. You have the power, da 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 da. But the whole entire system is corrupted. And that Edomite woman explained that what blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans been you know. And they always on some Johnny come lately, telling us something that we already know from experience. Slave catchers, the overseers, those were the whatchamacallit, those were the prototype of what it was going to be today. That's why a lot of American citizens have to walk around with ID to identify themselves. They got that from the slave catchers, proving that this whole system is ain't nothing new under the sun, and it's ass backwards. So now people come to the realization, like, oh, this system is not good. It's not made for the poor. You know, you have decent lawyers. They had what's this guy? Bill Gates. Not Bill Gates, I'm saying Bill Clinton. Who at his time, which is the 5, 10, 15 law, which is it's still in Florida, I think. You do certain crimes, you spend a lot of time. So when he did that law, it was because Negroes was pushing crack cocaine, but the U.S. government was funding this whole operation. So when he passed the law stated, when it comes to a judge, this is the premises you have to work on. You can't make your own judgment, but it's certain things that's set. So what she's saying is absolutely true, which we always known. Showing that this is not our rest. And these bozos that you see right there, they making your lives miserable. All right, these usurpers, these devils. They're making every man's life and woman miserable. The scripture tells you when the righteous rule, the people rejoice, but when the wicked bear fruit, the people mourn. And every single person out here is in mourning. They're high on some type of drug to cope with the fact of the stress that they're going through. You're a good citizen. You go by the law of the land. You do everything you can, but they keep changing the goalposts. For what? To catch you, to make you pay the highest fardy. That's what it says in the scripture, which was a measurement of the Roman gold. But you have to pay the highest price. Here in New York City, the speed limit is 25 miles per hour. And in certain areas, they have cameras. So if you drive beyond 32, they're taking a picture of you, and I believe it's $50, and they got the red light stops. So they want to install that into the highways. That's why she said it doesn't matter who is in power or who gets in office, they all gonna say they're gonna be tough on crime. This is where they're gonna bring in the draconian laws. All right. This is exactly how they're gonna bring in the draconian laws. They need to bring a little chaos to the system. So once this chaos is established, then they could bring in the order. Right? It's all about law and order. So a couple of scriptures. I'm gonna make this too long, but it clearly tells you, man. Micah 2:10. It says, "Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest." This is not for you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans to think this is the end all to be all. We are at the end of Esau society. We are at the end of the world. All right, which is equal to end of Esau society, not the end of the actual world. The world is established forever, according to the scriptures. The earth is established forever. The rulership is established forever. The suns and the moon and the stars are established forever. But those that are in power, they're not established forever. This is not our rest. This is not the end all to be all. But because it is polluted and obviously is defiled, this is the most disgusting kingdom on the planet Earth. Where men could be with men, women could be with women. All right, we all eating a whole bunch of garbage. Even though you're trying to eat healthy, you eating nothing but pure garbage. All right, and you paying the highest price for that garbage. So it shows you that this is not only your rest, this is polluting us, which pollution end up killing you. This is why David mentioned in the scriptures about the shadow of death. This is the shadow of death. What is a shadow of death? That meaning wherever a shadow is, death follows, right? So this place is this is a low land, low in value, low in substance, low in everything. You could do anything. And one of the main things is corruption. This is the most corrupted place on the planet Earth. They'll tell you, try to go to another country and see how they treat you. And all this system is the same people that run the same system. All right? Matter of fact, since I'm said it, let me jump back down. It says, it shall destroy you, even when it saw destruction, is go up. Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it's in the power of their hand. And the people that writes the laws, they don't even rule nothing. It's the people that owns banks. All right, famous Rothschild quote: "I don't care who passes the law." Something to that extent. He don't care who passes the law, as long as he take over the banks. So that's why she said what she said. It doesn't matter who you vote in. is always going to be the same. It's always going to be injustice. All right? Injustice. And to make even matters worse, if you are inhabitants of paying your taxes and so forth, you get the worst of it. They seen something where it says that migrants is getting $30,000 on down payment of a home. It's only applied to the migrants, but the American citizens can't even do that. This place is fucking through. But that's neither here or there. That ain't our problem. It says, because we always had a problem. It says, verse 2, and they covered fields, fields represent the world, lands, real estate. All right, really, lands. Okay, and take them by violence, because America was not established through love. All right, or flat out agreements. It was established by warfare. All right, the destruction of the Lord's people on this land, and houses, and take them away. So they oppress a man and his house, even a man and his heritage. So this is the oppressive state by these unrighteous decrees, which I'm going to get into right now. Isaiah 10:1. Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees and right grievousness which they have prescribed. That's why you have amendments. Amendments is not for the betterment of people because times change. No. They're just trying to figure out how more to squeeze the juice out of people. This is why you women that follow this feminist trait of feminism, you're the biggest fools that the Lord ever created. Because back in those days, you didn't have to work. All you had to rely was on your husband. All right? Now, since your dumbasses, grandmammies, all right, follow the CIA's trap, a lot of you women decide you don't want to be with nobody. Now a lot of you women getting kicked out your homes, and you're crying about, can anybody help you? But nobody's going to help you because you caused it on yourself. This is what feminism did. So they write these laws, and you see the fruit of that. And then even make matters worse, Kamala, she's getting you souped up, proud up, more disattached to your men, and causing more division, more separation. Right? You see how stupid you people are? It says turn aside the needy from judgment. So when there is real justice that needs to be served, because you don't have the biggest bank account, or you're not juiced in with whatever lounge, Freemason lounge that they are part of, you're not gonna get true justice. All right? It is just you, which means just us. Justice is not blind in this society. She prey on the poor and protect the rich. That's how this world is established. This is why the Lord is going to just turn this thing right side up. All right? It says, and to take away the right from the poor of my people, the widows may be their prey, and that they may rob the fatherless. And that's what they have done. That's what they have done. All right? And I'm going to end it off. I'm going to make this quick. James 5. As a matter of fact, not James 5. Yo, actually, I got to go to James 5. But James 2, 6. It says, but ye have despised the poor. Do not the rich oppress you and draw you before the judgment seats? So, I always bring it up. It's a reggae song from Freddie McGregor. It's called "To Be Poor is a Crime." So if you're poor in the society, you're the biggest criminal just because you're poor, just because you don't have. And then what everybody tends to do, they take it. They take other riches, which makes you even worse. You're a thief. All right? You're covetousness. So that's what this society breeds. It breeds nothing but rapers, robbers, murderers. And the innocent, those that are truly innocent, which are the Israelites, all right, the elect, of course, is going to be saved from this madness. But once again, the Lord don't mind cracking a couple of eggs, which is to make an omelet, which is his people, to prove a point. So the poor in the society is the target. Always has been and always shall be. Especially when the times are coming. That's why they're going to have only two classifications of class. The very rich and the very poor. And you know, in between, the middle class is done. Thanks to your former president, Barack Obama, the middle class has been dwindling. Now that the nail to the coffin is under Mr. Joe Sleepy Biden. But all this being said, there is justice that's coming. James 5:1, to go to now, ye rich men, weep and howl for your miseries that shall come upon you. So the rich is not talking about your Warren Buffetts and your Bill Gates. These are peasants compared to the actual rich. All right, the rich that own countries. All right, the people that you don't even hear about their wealth. They might give you an estimation, but you have no clue. We're talking about the Rothschilds, the Gettys, DuPonts, all right, and so forth. The Sifs. These are the rich. These are the people who Yahweh Bashim Yahushai is coming to judge, because what they've done unto the planet Earth. All right, your riches are corrupted, and your garments are moth-eaten. Your gold and silver is cankered, and the rust of them shall be a witness against you, because you stole every goddamn thing. All right, you stole everything. It says, and shall eat your flesh as they were fire. You have heaped up treasures together for the last days. Because how did they get everything? They got everything by rape, robbing, and murder. So now they going to wholesale, taking everything, even the little that you have, even the things that's not even worth nothing, they taking it from people. This man is greedy. He's vile. Right? It says, behold, the hire of the laborers who have reaped down your fields, which is of you kept back by fraud. And that's why you work so hard to make wages, and they take away from even before you even get it. And by the time you get home, your whole wages is over. This is not right. None of this shit is right. But under the guise of capitalism, all right, or on the other side, communism, whatever ism that it is, this man has been pushing his wickedness. So the Lord sees all this, and that's a one of many stripes that's against you. All right, and it says it says, which is of you kept back by fraud, crieth and cries of them which have reaped, are entered into the ears of the Lord of Sabaoth, which is the Lord of the armies, which is talking about Yahushai. Yahushai is bringing justice back. And he's the main people that he's bringing justice for. The only people he's bringing justice for, correction, is Israel. All right? Is Israel. Yasha Allah, he's the prince of the power, which are you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. You Israelite foreigners from the seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, that may look like the other nations, the elect of us. All right? Lone and are part of the elect. That's who the Lord is coming to bring back justice for. The Lord have seen our cries. He have heard our cries. He have seen the things that's going on. And he's coming back to bring back true justice. Okay? So all those wicked, vile individuals, scriptures tell you that they don't go to sleep without even thinking what things to do to the people of the Lord. So guess what? In the kingdom of heaven, we're gonna give them everything and then some. They ain't gonna get no wages. They ain't gonna get no income. They're just gonna work as long as we want them to work. All right, we're gonna be fair, but they don't even won't understand the fairness. The only fairness is they're gonna just have a day off on the Sabbath, because they're gonna pay for every single thing that they have done. They're ripping every single man, woman, and child on this earth, ripping you off. Everybody's in debt. America is in a $35 trillion of debt. Each American citizen, school or no school, owes hundreds of thousands of dollars. Unaware, all right? Not even educated to understand what is going on. But yet you call that justice? You call that right? And this whole entire place is based on a credit system. So the Lord, Yahweh, Ba'Shem Yahushai, is going to give us what we truly need, and that's justice. It says, you have lived in pleasure on the earth and been wanton. We're talking about the rich. That wanton meaning undisciplined, sexual deviance. All right. You have nourished your hearts as in the day of slaughter. How did they establish this? They slaughtered their way to the top. You have condemned and killed the just, and he does not resist you. That's why this court system, this whole entire system is vile. All right, this whole entire court system is whack. It's not right, and they know that. They playing the game with everybody's lives, and people don't know. That's why I stated any masonry group and funds in this society. Yeah, people gonna have riches. That still won't get you nowhere. It's who you know. It's about the riches, who you know, and how vile you are. And in this world, the more wicked, vile, despicable person you are, this is your kingdom. You get away with this shit scot-free. The more righteous and good, this is not our world. This is not our rest, like the scripture says. It says, verse 7, be patient, therefore, brethren. Meaning what? Patience is synonymous with suffering. So we suffer this shit. That's why the scripture says, Revelation 13, this is the patience and the faith of the saints. All right, he that leadeth in captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword shall be killed by the sword. And at the end of that, it says, this is the patience and the faith of the saints. This is what the saints have been waiting for. Be patient, therefore, brethren, unto the coming of the Lord. Behold, the husbandman waited for the fruit, the precious fruit of the earth, and have long patience for it, until he have received the early and latter rain. So Yahweh, Ba'Shem Yahushai, is coming to get what's his, to take his elect from the set destruction and to avenge himself with all this wickedness is going on. So that being said, shalom to the elect of the nation. Shalom.